Mental Health with Melina and Beth. I'd just like to say that neither Beth nor I are professionals. We are just two friends who like to share our experiences with mental health through various topics. Also, I'd like to add, if you are triggered by anything that you see, please close your video, contact your support system, contact your local mental health facility and or 911. If you do contact 911, please let the dispatcher know that it is for mental health reasons. There have been things put into place to help with the transition to be a little bit more smoother than what it used to be. Thank you, and I hope you all have a blessed day and enjoy the video. Hi, this is Melina with How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth. Who are you staring at?
That meatball dump casserole recipe that was on Facebook. I'm printing it out.
Oh.
It looked very tasty because it says old tasty recipes.
Yeah, some of those aren't as tasty as they may be, though.
Well, this looks pretty good because and I think you would like it only because it's made with, you can get, I know you make homemade meatballs. Who's got the time for that crap? But a bag of frozen meatballs that you defrost, a jar of marinara spaghetti sauce, 3 cups of water, a box of bow tie pasta, some Italian seasoning, mozzarella cheese, and Parmesan cheese grated. And you just dump it all in the dish and make it.
Nope.
Easy peasy.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope?
You gotta thaw out your hamburger and thaw out your sausage, mix the two together, and make your own meatballs. The rest of it just plain sounds like goulash or spaghetti.
I know, it sounds great. Sounds like something I'm gonna fix sometime.
But I'm okay with store-bought meatballs, but I'd rather make my own. So how's your day then?
It's been great. Even though we spent half hour riding around Gastonia trying to find a place to eat breakfast and wound up at the Waffle House on New Hope Road. That was pretty good. I've eaten on it all day, and the dog has thoroughly enjoyed having leftovers.
I brought home the 2 sausage patties. One went to Rocky, of course.
Of course. Can't imagine. Who else would be getting
it? Well, it couldn't be me.
Not somebody that needs to be working on their eating.
Hey, I've done pretty good this week.
Milo's sweet tea in my new favorite cup.
You've got all kinds of favorite cups.
I do, but I've grown to really like this one. I really like this one. But anyway.
Well, if you remember correctly, last week we did an intro to distorted thinking. Well, today we're going to do one of the distorted thoughts. And I'm sorry, my allergies are flared up, so my voice is going to go in and out.
And let me tell you, I have all kinds of distorted thoughts. I had one today at the Waffle House.
Oh, hush. Nobody needs to hear about that one.
I'm just saying.
The one that we're going to talk about today is called all or nothing thinking. And I had found something and I was able to bring it up. It's like a 3 or 4 page thing. So I'm only going to hit two specific things on it. I'm going to try to screenshot it so that everybody can see it. Not that it will work, but I will try. You and then share you. Okay, and now
it's funny how you do your nose up and your lip when you're looking.
I do it because I got to see out of my bifocals. I can't see the screen without looking through my bifocals. So
you have to lift your lip to do it.
Yep,
it's so funny.
Now this here is in the little box. The little black box is what I wanted to read to you. Now I can't even see it on the screen. So I'm going to look at my big screen to read it. And again, I'm using my bifocals. What is all or nothing thinking? All or nothing thinking is a negative thinking pattern that polarizes situations, experiences, choices, and people. Also known as black or white thinking, this thought process leads people to place everything into boxes of good or bad. This thought pattern leaves no room for balanced perspectives and often discounts conflicting or ambiguous information. When I was reading through the information that all of this here pertains to, it was also categorized as being a perfectionist. You can have no gray area. And I'm going to put up one of my boxes here because you'll see it. It's black and white. There is no gray. It's either let's do the thing here. If I'm not perfect, I have failed. Either I do it right or not at all. Now, I have done some of this thinking myself this week on certain situations. And I asked a worker of mine if it's your whole world, is a black or white or a all or nothing, or can it just be situational, like at home or at work or with school or with this person or this project? And she had mentioned that she believes it can be situational, like with my writing. If it don't come out the way I think it should, I literally start all over. Even if other people who have read it says it's good, it's not good because it's not what I was thinking. And I know when I'm having inspections for my apartment, I am very anal about things. It has to be spotless. There is no gray area. It's either spotless. If there's one thing out of whack, I have to start all over again. So I know I do this. Beth, seeing as you're calling me crazy, do you do this? And you better answer truthfully because I already know the answer.
I don't know what you're talking about, Fred.
So do you do this kind of thinking?
I don't know what you're talking about, Fred.
Okay. The other thing on this here, because like I said, it's like 3 or 4 pages long. So the main thing I wanted to do was go over the impact it can have. Okay. We, of course, would have decreased confidence or self-esteem, especially if we're always second guessing ourselves. A less willingness to take risks, feeling like a failure, fear of asking for help. And I will say on this end, for me, I do not like asking for help because to me it means I am not capable of doing whatever it is that I need to do. So that I can understand. Unable to think of solutions or find a middle ground or the gray area that all or nothing thinking does not allow you to have. A lack of self-compassion, meaning you can be very hard on yourself. Less resilience, unwilling or unable to forgive yourself. Again, you're very hard on yourself. And I am my worst enemy, and I know Beth is her worst enemy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we have to give ourselves a break sometime. And that is that one there. Beth, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, we had that same conversation with my teletherapist this past week about how hard I can be on myself, and needs to stop. I mean, that's a part of self-care.
Yeah, it is.
Realizing that you got to quit being so hard on your own self.
That's easier said than done, though.
Oh yeah, a whole lot easier said than done.
So now I'm going to go back to this image, okay, and we'll talk about this for just a minute because it's pretty self-explanatory as far as I know. And I know a few friends of mine who actually fall into this category. in many areas of their life, even though they wouldn't see it. But that gray area that's crossed out, in my own opinion, that's where I need to be, because in either of the other areas, because from what I have read, one is good, one is bad, one is positive, one is negative. We cannot always be good. We cannot always be bad. We cannot always be positive. We cannot always be negative. We need to be in that middle ground. Wouldn't you agree?
I would indeed.
So this next one are just words that can be associated with all or nothing thinking. And these words, I use them. I don't like to use them. I try to catch myself before I use them, because for me, each one of these here, once you do it one time, it kind of counteracts that word. In the one side, which would be the negative or the bad, never, nothing, failure, worthless, must not, should not, cannot, awful. Now, I'm thinking back throughout this past week, how many times, if I didn't say them, how many times did I put those words to me? And I can tell you numerous times. And what would be the positive or the good? Always, everything, perfect, complete, must, should, have to, or ideal. I can pretty much say I don't really use those words toward myself. I go more toward the negative. What about you, Beth? Do you use any of those words?
Well, if I compare them like side by side, never versus always. Well, yeah, I always doing something that ends up a disaster.
But these are words that we shouldn't use.
Yeah, nothing versus everything. Well, yeah, I get into everything. Failure versus perfect. Well, I may not fail, but I sure as hell ain't perfect. Worthless, complete. Well, I'm not completely worthless, and I do complete.
I like how you
complete my work.
That one. I like how you did the wordplay on that one.
Must not and must. Well, I must not yell at people, but sometimes I must.
All right, Beth, that's enough on wordplay.
Oh, okay. We're having so much fun.
Now, I will, like I said, I do lean toward more of the negative toward myself. Now, when it comes to somebody else, they're really, I am more positive toward them than I am myself. And that's really all I've got, because I wanted it to be sweet, simple, and to the point. Because we've got a lot of these to go through these next few weeks, and I don't want anybody to get tired of them. Because this was pretty good information.
Sweet.
Okay, hold on a minute. Beth has some pretty pictures to share with us.
Well, it's not. Well, I wasn't ready to go to that yet.
Well, you put it up there.
Well, I just figured we'd chit chat for a moment before I did. So that's the one. 5 dimensions.
I like that. You could actually do a wordplay on that one.
Uh-huh.
That's your...
Let me minimize that.
Oh, I like that. Okay, how many of you all see a dragon in that picture? Do you see it, Beth?
I see what looks like a vertebrae.
Now, I see a dragon. Of course, that's my imagination overworking there. Oh, I love that. Oh, wow. Now, that'd be at the bottom of the sea or something. Most definitely.
But looks like Christmas balls.
Christmas balls. Christmas balls are red in all those colors.
Not according to you. What you pick? You pick funky colors like this right here.
But that's like the seashells at the bottom of the sea. Like the coral and stuff.
Okay.
Ooh, I like the flowers. Hey, there's kitty cats in there too.
That's what I was thinking. Is it look like
The
that? Looks like
flowers
a
versus them kitty cats.
that looks like a pig's nose.
It does. It does. Oh, I love the flowers.
That's pretty.
I like how they can blur out the background.
Oh, I
Now
know.
that is a flower. The yellow is the center and the purple is the petals. That is definitely a flower.
That's a pretty picture.
One more. Oh, I absolutely love that. Now I could sit here and really tell a story on that picture. That's a beautiful picture.
Yep.
But those are pretty pictures, Beth.
Thank you.
You did good choosing those pictures. I let Beth do the end of the show thing because it's easier that way.
I know, because otherwise I pick out little things of must say, must not say.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find this one thing.
Okay.
Um,
But, there are ways to overcome, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And that would be down here. I don't want that. 3 ways to overcome all or nothing thinking, and that's trying to relabel your thoughts. Saying, like, instead of saying it has to be perfect, it has to be neat. Okay? Get some perspective where ask your friends, is there a smell in my apartment? Okay, no. I'm all the time asking Beth if there's a
That's
smell.
her favorite phrase. Do you smell something? Well,
And the
if I
answer
get
is
too
no.
close to you, I probably will smell it.
But reframe the thought, which means, let's just say I feel like I'm fat. All right. I have to reframe the thought saying, I am not fat. I am not small, but I'm just right for me. That's reframing the thought. And those are some ways to help deviate the all or nothing thinking. Were you able to find what you were looking for?
I think so. Let me get it.
And next week, I have already decided that I am going to do work on catastrophizing. So that'll be next week's. All right, let me see what you got here. Place and time, Halloween, gel clean.
This is what we saw at the Waffle House this morning.
Oh, it is?
It's
you have to point it out, don't you?
It's very similar.
You have to point it out, don't you?
I said, dang, look at that. I'm looking at a sperm on a window.
Knew she couldn't resist. Knew you couldn't resist. Of course, we did make the waitress's day by pointing that out to her because she says she's not going to unsee it, but it's hilarious. So,
Yep. So now you can't unsee it either.
Do you put something up here to share?
No.
Because you have something there.
No, it's just stop sharing.
Oh, okay. But
there we go.
So, if any of you want to chat or whatever, send me an email. You can also send a comment on the YouTube channel. I actually had to talk
send her an email.
I had to talk to a friend of mine who thought that you had to pay for the subscription. For these people who do not know that much about YouTube, you do not have to pay to subscribe. Okay. And I had to let her know that she didn't have to pay. So, but I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you have any suggestions yourselves, please let me know so I can figure out how to do it. All right. You got any last thoughts, Beth?
Nope. Just be good to you.
All right. Bye, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video.